Hello and welcome back to Haltech TV. Today we are looking at the Noctua A4x10. Yes, I know it's a Noctua fan again, and I've done a lot of Noctua fans currently. You know, we're going through the A series and we are down to the A4x10. Now, the written review and video review will be up soon after this, so check in the description box below as there'll be links to them if you want to check them out. Now, another thing I wanted to point out before I started is I'm sorting some stuff out at the moment, so that if you want to see any of the Noctua fans in person and be able to sort of have essentially, you know, hands-on look at the fans yourself, I'll be sorting something out so that you can actually, if you're in Newcastle, you can go and do that, so that you can check out just about any Noctua fan that they sell. So yeah, let's get in and have a look at the new Noctua NF-A4x10 now. So here we've got the NF-A4 box. Obviously, just like any other fan, you know, I keep having to repeat this for every video. Any other Noctua fan, the layout is exactly the same. Pardon me. We have the logo here. Not the logo, sorry. The model number. We have its main feature, which obviously it's the is a flex version of their product. So they have like little series within the series. Yes, on a couple of fans you'll have the flex version and the ultra low noise version, but it's particular categories that the fans fall under. So we have a big feature here, which is the Omni Join adapter set. Now, this is essentially what makes this fan. You know, I've already had the fan out of the box, and I can tell you performance is through the roof. I'll talk about it in the review, but this is really what makes the fan. But yeah, going back onto the box, we have some more features there. We have the Noctua mobile tag, and then moving on to the back, you have a description of the fan in a whole bunch of languages, your specifications here, and your scope of delivery, which is basically the accessories and everything that comes in the box, so that if you open the box and not everything is there, obviously you've got a problem. I could, you know, I don't normally want to go around the whole box on most fans, basically because, you know, it's all going to be covered in the review, but with just about every Noctua fan, in fact every Noctua fan currently on the market, this is the kind of thing that you expect to see on their boxes. So you have all the features on there, and then you can see the fan through the box and the anti-vibration mounts and some more features here. I will show you, actually, I'll show you what the pre-release sample of the F12 looked like before it got released. So that was what it looked like, the old style of box, and then we had two sort of layers of information. So that's what that looked like. But yeah, if we come back to the A4, and I shall get it out the box, and I'll be back in a second. So here we've got the box, and it's obviously the user manual that comes with this fan. Now this is very important, particularly with this fan. You know, with the other fans you might not need to use this at all, but with this one it is completely necessary if you're going to be using the Omni Join adapter set. It just sort of explains how it works, as you can see here. So I'll put that to one side, and we will open this extra casing. So you've got the 4 anti-vibration mounts there. You have the 30cm extension cable that comes with just about every Noctua fan, if not every Noctua fan that they actually make. So yeah, here we have the Omni Join adapter set. The code is NA-JC1. Bag of 4 screws if you want to screw the fan in instead of using the included anti-vibration mounts. And with this one again we have 2 sort of cables. In fact, sorry, this one is the low noise adapter, so that is going to reduce the RPM, voltage. And here we have a 3 to 2 pin adapter. So this takes it from a 3-pin fan to the smaller sort of 2-pin versions, which I believe you see on graphics cards a lot, especially the old ones. I'm not sure how the connections work on the newer fans on graphics cards, but yeah, that is the smaller sort of 2-pin version of fan connector. So what I'll do actually is I'll come back to you in a second with the fan, but also with the OmniJoin adapter set, and take you through a little look around how that works and it's basically what it's for. Because, you know, even though it's an unboxing, I feel it's kind of a necessary big feature to include in the unboxing to show you essentially what makes this a perfect fan for any situation that needs a small fan. So yeah, I will be back in a second with the fan close up and all pretty looking. Like I said, here we have the fan all pretty looking and up close, but I'll go through the OmniJoin adapter set first. Basically how it works is, if I can get it out I'll show you. We have these 4 little things, we only really need 2, and we have this cable here. Now basically this is the male version, the male header, sorry, of the 3-pin cable of any 3-pin fan. And what you would do is you would take the 3-pin fan cable from the fan itself, plug it into this, and then what you would do is you would plug, well, I say plug, you would push one of these into both of these cables, and I'll just put them down for a second. How it works is, I don't know if you can see, but there is essentially 2 holes. Now, if you were to use this in a laptop, for example, with and you wanted to replace the CPU cooler if it used a 40mm fan, or whatever that uses a 40mm fan, if it has a specific fan header that is sort of bespoke designed for that particular model, so it wasn't just a generic adapter for the fan, what you would do is essentially you would take the old fan header, that was used within that system that you already had, cut the fan cable off it so that you then had the header that was compatible with this laptop or whatever product you're using, and you would take the 2 cables, thread them into the other of the 2 holes on this, and it essentially how that would work was that would then connect this sort of little accessory. Once you push these orange things in, it would connect them so that you then had an adapter that converted the Noctua NF-A4's 3-pin cable into a accessory that you could add to it that would convert it into the header that was usable on that particular product. So this is, like I said, it's really what makes the fan. This is what makes this fan perfect for any use whatsoever. Now, obviously, it's not going to be good for a CPU cooler on a desktop PC, but that's not really what this is designed for. This is designed for all those products that use the smaller fans, that use the 40mm standard. And it's perfect obviously for chipsets. So if you have an older system, or even if you have a newer system, and say your Northbridge on the older systems, or your power delivery uses the 40mm fans and they're getting too hot, basically this is a perfect fan, because not only does it push a lot more air through than any other 40mm fans, but and this is a big but, this is essentially silent. Even though it's a 40mm fan, I would put it down to the fact that it's got the SSO2 bearings by Noctua in them. Basically, it's even more quiet than the NF-P12 by far. So, essentially they've brought out a 40mm fan that you don't have to worry about. You can put in your system and not worry about at all, because at the end of the day it's going to be quieter than your bigger case fans. And this is definitely a big step in terms of in terms of cooling, essentially, because this means that in the future, you know, you don't have to worry about putting a small fan into, you know, your motherboard or whatever. It's not going to be loud, and this is the kind of thing that motherboard manufacturers and stuff need to start investing in. They need to work with Noctua to integrate these into their motherboards, because so many motherboards have such a loud fan on their south bridges, or whatever you want to call them nowadays, and this, it's completely mind-boggling. Mind-boggling is the word. So that is the first looks at the Noctua NF-A4. I'll put you back on the tripod and I will say goodbye. So that was the unboxing and first looks at the Noctua NF-A4x10. If you didn't know, the NF meant Noctua fan. But yeah, if you want to check out the written review or video review on this fan, there will be links down below so you can check them out. If you just want to check out the Haltech TV website, the link is also below, and don't forget to bookmark it while you're there, because there's a lot of content on that website that you won't find anywhere else on the Haltech TV network, including the written review for this fan. If you want to contact me at Haltech TV for any reasons, use the appropriate email addresses down below. And don't forget to like the Facebook page and the Hal Thompson Facebook page, because there's some behind the scenes sort of content and photos and such there, so you will be able to be current and up to date on the Haltech TV happenings. Other than that, I'm Hal Thompson. This has been another Haltech TV video. Don't forget to subscribe, do everything I've just asked you to do, and goodbye.